Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Sorry if that seemed like a long break. Get over it. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's because Tesh had to poop. He's
Hang on,
literally
no,
the
I went
only
back
person that didn't leave the desk. He's literally the only one that sat there.
I did. I just left and came back so fast. I was back before anyone else.
I thought you were going to say, I did. I just did it where I was sitting. All right. So, anyways, it all depends how important the stream is now. So you guys are traveled, like you said, all the plans that we had discussed. You blah 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 blah. Give them the coin, hire them for the month, etc. 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 You get them the horses or walk with them. My apologies. And you travel all the way to. Oh, sorry. Let me change to here so you can see the map again. And you travel all the way from here to here. Yay! Takes about 8 days time. And finally, you get there. Along the way, there was different conversations, different things. What do we want to do for the plan here? What do we want to do for the plan there? Is this actually how we want to go about it? Okay, we're going to kill the undead. Are we sure this is the plan we're going to take? How are we going to get to... We need to time this correctly. This is going to be... That whole thing is like a bit of a conversation. Finally, when all is said and done, you guys are finally make your way to that camp. Like I said, the grass is parting the way as it was beforehand as you guys approach. You don't think he was doing that for you before. You're pretty sure it was, what's his name? Kithul that helps you do it. But now it's doing it for you guys because the curse is so weak. You go walking up to the keep and you finally go into it. One of the things that you notice as you guys are going into the keep is you hear a bit of a noise overhead on the roof. Bit of a noise. A little further investigation, you realize, oh hey, the bird happens to be around. You hadn't seen it since the last time it dropped you off, where it kind of like flew off and found its own area.
Burb.
But the bird seems to be, apparently travels back and forth between these two keeps from time to time and whatnot. So it kind of like settles an idea, one of the ideas in your head, like, oh, how are we going to get from A to B? Funny enough, we can actually just take the bird to get to the other keep and actually be there in a day's time. We don't have to travel that whole way. Well, that's kind of nice to know, if that's the option we're going to take. But either way, immediately you guys go downstairs and chop, 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 break the thing back down to where it was.
I really like the idea that like one does like the big chopping, and then there's just Valorum with a tiny little hand axe just trying to help.
Out of the way, out of the way. And then you guys are able to kind of like, settle things down, spend the night, and really think about it. The next morning, you guys wake up, and it's kind of that day where you're like, all right, we have to split up. Somebody has to stay here. The other ones are going to go and fight a bunch of undead. And that's when Ray kind of looks at one, because, it's their job. Ray kind of looks at one, looks at the other groups, the rest of the group, looks back at one again, and he's like, do you really think it's the best option, though?
It's quicker.
No, listen, I get it. It's just when I get it because every fight we've gotten into seems like we just barely seem to make it. It seems like we all work well enough together, and it's by reliance in each one of us that we're able to kind of pull through, and we're leaving behind Valorant, which, as long as he's not relying on that stick in his hands, he's actually really been a huge aid. But don't you think it's better to just destroy those things anyways? Even if it's harder? Even if it's further? We get a quick ride.
We can always do that later. Whilst if we went the other way, it'd be quicker, the curse would be broken, and we have time to properly prepare.
Yeah, but we can also do that other one later after a little bit more research. You think that breaking the curse is going to make it so it's safe anyways, and then maybe the undead... Yeah, I get it.
I feel like it would be easier once the curse is broken. And I wonder, once the curse is broken, if having Valorant in our company, if the doors would just open. Or the doors open as soon as the curse is broken.
You could see on his face, he didn't... You hadn't made that point before, and he probably hadn't thought of it either. And it's kind of like, oh, shit, he's probably right. You know what I mean? And then almost seeming hopeless, this is Ray, almost seeming hopeless because like the idea of which direction we're going to go, this one or that one, he then just kind of turns to Val and is like, how do you weigh in on this? I know you're staying here either way, but
The ooze would be the safer of the two, and hopefully, once the curse is broken, the released ooze would return to whatever it was during the mole time, when the curse wasn't tainted. It did taint it, rather.
So you think we should go that way?
I believe so.
All right. Well, he looks back at one and he's like, I guess Hodgwen is where we're going.
One nods. Says,
And
back to the bank then.
listening in on this whole conversation, watching things go back and forth, Dwayne is going to chime in and say, excuse me, sorry. Dwayne is going to chime in and say, what about a change of plans?
Don't worry, Dwayne, you might not have to fight anyone and still earn your money.
He shrugs. All right. Sounds good to me. We're still leaving the money here, though, for safety.
Of course.
All right. And then looks over to, him and what's his name? I always forget his name. Elliot. Him and Elliot always had been doing their own little bit of chatting, kind of getting along with one another well enough. Beforehand, saving him, travel to, this travel now, etc., etc., them two making a budding friendship. So he's like, I suppose, best of luck then, friend. And, kind of like a likewise sort of thing. And he gets up and starts getting his pack ready to head back out. You guys unload the saddlebags off of 3 of the horses and get your actual saddles kind of like properly strapped on so you can ride your horses to where it is you need to go. Any other questions or anything on the way?
I just really like the idea of Elliot and Valorant just nerding out the entire time while they're waiting for the message. Just like exchanging notes and spending the entire time just being like it's one of those scenes where like if any of them were to walk in, if by some reason like come back, it's just like, nope, I'm out, peace, nope, this is bad. Just discussing ridiculous amounts of theory and all that stuff all the time until they wait.
It makes sense. Both of them are really good at it. I imagine he can go over a bunch of those scrolls with you too, because there's a bunch of stuff in those backpacks that we haven't even gone over what it is yet. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in those packs. Yeah. So, yeah. So, moving on. So, you guys are getting onto your horses and starting to head southeast to Hodgwen. Question is, one, do you want to head east to Rid first and then take the road, or do you want to just stick to the wilderness? You do have a ranger with you now.
How confident are you to get us to Hodgwen through the woods, Dwayne?
Completely.
All right, I put my trust in you. I'll help where I can.
That's why you're paying me. And you guys are going to start making your way south and east through to Hodgwen. Again, you're still traveling through woods, so it's still a bit of a delayed time because of that. But getting from A to B, 5 hexes, now that you're on horses, in theory, if this was a clear path on a road, it would be 1 day per hex on horses. Yay! Unfortunately, there is trees in the way. No! But he's with you, so that actually expedites the rate a little bit for you. So it still ends up being only about 6 days to get there. Nothing crazy. So you guys are able to travel there the full 6 days. Now, before you actually get to Hodgwen, when you're kind of like meeting up over with this river area, it's one of those, you know that you're far enough out that your coin can only get so far, so you have to give a heads up to what's his name of when it is that you're going to be doing the plan. I imagine when you're about a day's travel away from the town, you can flip the coin in the air, telling the bird, be prepared to break the curse at noon in 2 days' time. You know what I mean? Knowing that the coin will take about a day to get there, and then 2 days will pass, more or less 3 days from when you're standing in this area is when you're going to be breaking the curse. Okay? Does that sound all appropriate to you, Jake? Okay. So you guys make your way into Hodgwen. Now from here, you need to get yourselves into that actual keep as you did beforehand without being noticed. How are you going to get over to that keep and to sneak your way in? Oop. What's your plan?
First, I think we would have Dwayne go in and deliver those messages.
Sure.
And also scout out, just scout out kind of the general area where we have to go in and have a look around and see if anyone's hanging around there or anything.
Okay. So first you're going to go and scout out that area. My apologies. And so first you send him in to have the conversation. You tell him more or less, tell her it's a message from us. We're giving you a heads up. Just leave town. Just head north to Rid. Lie low there for a couple weeks' time, maybe a month's time, and then you can come back this direction. Trust me, this is beneficial. It's from these people, blah, 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 blah. Are you going to write something too and sign it sort of a thing to give to him?
I would say Rayron does that because obviously he has the rapport with her. So.
Gotcha, that's true. He was the one with the better rapport. So I'll have him roll a handwritten diplomacy check. You know what I mean? Now, obviously, you aided him to some degree as well, or whatever.
Yeah, and I would have guidanced him as well.
Yeah. You swack it with a guidance, and and so you, or it says swag then, right? Seal with a guidance. Yeah. So you he writes the thing, gives it to him, and he goes off, and the guy has the conversation, etc., etc. So in theory, she's taken care of, and then his other job while he's down there is to really scout out and make sure that the criminal organization, the gang-like organization, kind of keeps their distance from where you guys are, and to give you a heads up if they're coming your way. Now you guys are also doing a bit of scouting yourself to make sure that where you're going is safe. I believe it's more of a Rayrin thing.
What was this again? Sorry, a scouting.
Yeah, is that more of a Rayrin thing?
Wouldn't that have been Dwayne?
Oh, so Dwayne's going to keep an eye on the people. What do you want Dwayne to scout out for you?
I was saying I wanted him to go past and scout out, that building where we went in the basement and all that, just to see if there's any eyes on the place, and then he can go have a check on the gang or the guild or whatever they are.
Gotcha. Okay, so he can definitely go and do that. And then what? Come back and report.
Yeah.
Okay, I rolled 4 different stealth checks. And then let me roll my perception. And don't forget, Scott, he is a half elf. I did not roll a single perception check under 22. 22 and up for 4 perception checks. My lowest stealth check was a 14, so everything was good up into the 20s. So he actually rolled extremely
Earning
well.
your coin, Dwayne.
Yeah. Seriously, holy shit. So, anyways, good. He eventually comes back. Literally about a day later, he comes back. And he comes back to inform you, more or less, that the gangs are clearly in play, still running their guild and so on and so forth, still doing all that stuff. They're nowhere near the keep. They have no reason to be. You know what I mean? They tried to get somebody to look through it beforehand. They weren't able to get any information. Those people inevitably just disappeared. And anyway, they tried to go through the place before. They found no answers. So it's not even anybody guarding the entrance to it or anything like that. The keep has been more or less abandoned, meaning that you guys are going to be able to easily get in there. He went over and looked by that building. That building is still in business. They still... Oh, wait. Did you guys burn down the building?
No. We want to, but we haven't.
To, but you didn't. That's right. So goes and checks out the building. There's still people going in and out of it. There's still business going on there. And, of course, you were like, hey, can you do me a favor? At the front of the building, can you check on to see if there's that guy's still there? The one that you had that kind of almost friendly conversation with beforehand? He's actually still there. Where he's like, listen, nothing personal. You're like, no, I get it. He's still there. But yeah, so that building is all in place. But they don't seem to be in any area where it matters. It's going to affect you. So you can kind of move on.
Mm-hmm.
Now you all have to make your stealth checks to kind of get there without being noticed.
One would suggest they disguise themselves before they enter as well.
How would you disguise yourself?
Well, I have a -1 to it, but what would he do? He'd probably take his armor off and put it in one of those backpacks.
Yep.
And then he'd probably just have a cloak, and he'd have it pulled over his head. He'd kind of just try and look as unassuming and downtrodden as he could.
This is less about a good old fashioned. I mean, I can allow you to make a disguise check, but that's still more of a stealth check.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to look unassuming. Like I'm not walking through in my armor, obviously trying to drawing attention. So,
Gotcha.
whatever that's worth, that's what I'm doing.
Cool. Then that's more or less how you're doing your stealth, rather than creeping in the middle of the night. It's more or less just being unassuming. Okay, cool. And it is a city, not like a tiny little thorp. So, all right. You
how do I delete the studded leather from my inventory? I keep trying to delete it, but I can't figure out how.
I believe if you uncheck equip, it should change things, which just worked for what's his name.
Okay, where's equip again?
So you see where it says scale mail, you see where it says studded leather. You see the little box that's checked. Uncheck that box. Did you uncheck it?
I can't. I'm completely missing the box.
So I am currently checking and
quantity weight.
So
they're up at the top. Yeah, I was looking in gear.
There you go.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Now another important thing to do. Do you actually own scale mail or no?
Yeah, that's what I started with.
Oh, okay. Oh, the studded leather is for the other thing. Gotcha. But you're not wearing.
Yeah, I want to delete the studded leather, but I can't figure out how to get it off my sheet.
You see the little lock underneath where it says the studded leather down there?
Yep.
You hit that lock, and then a little.
And there's a little. Yep, I see it.
Hit the appropriate X.
Beautiful.
All right, and then you're gonna have to do that down into the gear area too, but I'll just do for you.
Yep.
And it puts you back to a light load. So now your actual stealth check is gonna be way higher than Neil's. Okay, I'll roll his first. He has a +3. You have a +6. I'll roll Neil. Before you roll, are we happy with the 18?
It's not a bad roll.
Okay, then you roll yours. Nice. And then what about what's his name? Is he coming with you into the this area, or is he supposed to continue staying lookout in the town?
Yeah, he's kind of keeping a lookout, I think.
Okay, cool. So we'll have him doing that. Perfect. So now he goes off. You guys go down to the basement, and now more or less you just have to wait till the next day at noon. So more or less at some point in time, you're gonna have to poke your ugly heads out. So kind of poke your ugly heads out to like look up at the sky and see when noon's happening, and then kind of like plan to make everything happen. Now here's a fun little question: how do you get back downstairs? Because remember, you're going through the keep, you find the door, you open the door, you go down. It's like, oh, there's a well area, there's a well of acid, and what do we do here? And oh, there's a block, and you have to flip the block, and then beforehand you never finished flipping the blocks. Remember that? You only and then you kind of got, you know what I'm talking
about? One has no idea. That was Valorant and Rayron, so he would ask Rayron what was going on, how we got down there. I was supposed to get down there.
I mean, you did eventually finish flipping the blocks, and it caused, instead of oozing outwards, it caused the eruption outwards. So I guess it's what. I think you're trying to talk, Tesh, but you're muted. So you have to like.
I am.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you cause the eruption, it goes up and over, so you can just wait for it to be done and then go in while the acid's coming in from the outside.
Yep.
So it's safe if you do it quick. Just flip it over.
Exactly. You just have to do it really quickly. So that requires Rayron doing the dex check.
Our problem was we did it slowly.
I will guidance him as well.
Cool. And he's seen it beforehand, so I'm also just going to give him a competence bonus of +2, or circumstance bonus of +2, because he knows exactly what to do and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? So you guidance and circumstance bonus and everything. He actually locks it in. A 10 is fine. It's not meant to be over the top difficult. So he just barely makes it. And it's like, as soon as it starts oozing, he just barely gets in there, just in time that as the ooze hits his hand, this little burning, but not enough to actually do HP damage. It's like, it erupts outwards, and you guys sit there and wait and wait and wait. You hold hands. You look at each other. You look down. You look at each other. As soon as the eruption finishes, you guys just jump in.
No.
Do you remember the plume of smoke at the end?
Yeah, slow yourself down this time. We chose not to last time.
Roll an acrobatics check.
Oh my god. It's okay. Getting the ones and getting these out now is better than later.
That's true, especially for Rayrin. And so then you go down and you slow down as much as you can, and then Rayrin hits you from behind, and you guys go boom, and tumbling into the explosion of that horrible mildew and dust and everything everywhere, which is terrible. Fortitude saves from both of you. Oh, he made his fortitude save. Do you? Remember, this is against the disease that you guys accepted last time.
Do I have any immunity to it? 'Cause,
No.
damn.
But you guys both make the fortitude saves against the
Nice.
the plume. Now remember, there wasn't actually like a sporous ooze thing that you destroyed here, like that was last time. This is just a plain basic disease or whatever that was down here. So you guys resisted that. You're fine. Now you're in the room. Probably leave the room for a couple of moments, which you don't have to take off your weapons because it doesn't matter yet. You leave the room for a couple of moments, let everything settle down, and now you're in the room. You just have to wait till noon the next day, and then you're good. Cool. Your job is pretty easy. One, you're literally just going click, 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 and then it's done. All done.
Yep. I would be guidancing Rayron for his part.
All right, cool. Neil, are you going to give yourself the 8 of the martyr for this last little bit? I refunded you the 8 of the martyr, so technically speaking, you can give it back to you since you're not actually a part of the session, right? You might want to do that. And for you, where is 8 of the martyr? I just want to double check something really quickly. 8 is morale bonus, so it does stack with luck, so you guys can use luck points at the same time. And then for you, Tash, yours is easy, right? You go down there.
I get to say that, yeah.
So it's the next day. It's about noon. You guys have coordinated. You guys have worked for 11 sessions. The tail end of an elongated 11th session, especially since we're considering 2 weeks ago, before that hiccup happened with the internet, and this all considered 11th session. It's like, what, the 7th hour of it. We're going down there, and it's time. You're literally turning your wheels, occasionally being like, hey, Rogar be with you. Turn the wheels. I said Rogar. And you're over there. You get your staff in your hands. You get your scrolls in your pouch. You've got your serious face on. And you got Elliot being like, good luck. As you're going down into the basement and walking way over to this curse. And you have Rayrin, who's, I won't lie, freaking out a little bit. He's been struggling to keep control of this thing in his mind for a while now. He hasn't hit the 1 month mark where he's had to rebattle it yet. So he's like holding on to the same, and he's like struggling, and he's like getting prepared for what he has to do. Going over an inventory of his mind of the different types of potions and whatnot he has that might be able to aid him. Boys, did he have potions that might be able to aid him?
I don't know what is his inventory.
But you had your inventory. You would have given it to him in advance.
Okay. Scroll of Rage. No. Potion of Remove Fear.
Technically speaking, you get a bonus to will saves with a Potion of Rage. Oh,
it's a scroll of Rage. I would definitely have given him to that to him. If
I just don't know if he can cast that. But go ahead, keep going.
Okay, then there's Potion of Remove Fear.
Wouldn't work.
I know. I was just you were saying he was afraid, so I thought I'd mention it. Potion of Endure Elements. I think that's Disrupt Link. That's all I got.
Give me a second to look over the rest of these. No. Is that where you have? Is that all your potions? Wow, 1. You keep almost no potions, do you?
Elements.
I've got none now.
I'm usually the one who's carrying all the shit. We used a lot of them.
Yeah, I had like another 4 potions in my inventory that I used in that fight. So,
we haven't looked at the stuff that we got from the other thing.
I'm gonna show that to you in just one moment. I thought you guys had one of these beforehand, but apparently not. That's funny.
We might have used it. We've used a lot.
You have used a lot. Show to players. Bam. Boom. Show to everybody.
Oh, okay.
So, by the way, the Dispel Magic scroll was already used.
Yeah,
So, all right, so let's see. Scroll
Owl's
down with us.
Wisdom, that one would
Owl's
be
Wisdom is a
useful.
huge one.
Yep, give that to him.
That's a +4 to his wisdom.
There's two owls. They don't stack, do they?
Did you not? Fox's Cunning is intelligence that would help him with reading the scroll.
Okay, then give that to him as well.
I think that's it.
I think that looks like it, unfortunately.
Yep.
Well, I mean, fortunately, those are real good.
Okay, so Owl's Wisdom and Fox's Cunning. So more or less, he has a scroll in his hand. So he's going to sit there and he's going to take these 2 potions when it's about time. And you're returning the things and you're like, being Rogar be with you. And he's like, thanks. And he gets very intelligent. And that's when he starts to go, actually, let me give you a reason as to why Vrogar definitely doesn't exist, you see, in accordance to. But then he
has never said that to me before.
Well, it's because he didn't understand it before, but now he does. However, as he drinks the other potion, he's in the middle of his argument, all of a sudden he stops and he goes, my apologies. It's foolish of a person to try to dispute the reason to have faith with someone who is as devoutly faithful as you, because he's much wiser than he was a couple moments ago. And so he quaffs those 2 potions, and he gets redder. He gets ready to use the Scroll of Rage. Does he have ranks? He does have 1 rank in Use Magic Device, doesn't he? Yeah, he does.
What's his plus though? He probably might not be able to cast it at all.
Oh shit! The intelligence would not help him. I'm sorry. Give back Fox's Cunning.
Okay.
It's actually Eagle's Splendor, which I think you have one of those, don't you?
No, that we made jokes about having it.
No, I think in your new list.
Oh, the new thing.
Yeah,
I
there was
I
one in
closed
that
the
list.
list and then use that. Yeah.
Because that's what I use magic devices because I just want to confirm something with him. Because I helped somebody make a character recently that used intelligence instead of charisma for use magic device. Go, Brady, go. No, it's none of these, is it?
That would make sense. Charisma is definitely for the spellcraft because I have an insane
Intelligence
spellcraft.
in place of charisma for diplomacy checks, bluff checks. All right, Brady, go. 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 Now's not time to go. So no, not that one. All right, never mind. He does not have that. All right, so
the other one.
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
All right, so let's change the stat bonus. So he did not get smarter. Actually, he just got more charismatic and convinced you to date him.
Damn. This really is an enemy.
All right, so you ready? He's going to try to use the Scroll of Rage. Hold on, let me just look up something really quickly. Are you ready? It wasn't ready.
I like the idea. It's like a blank scroll. He's just psyching himself up.
Here we go. Because he gets a +1 morale bonus on will saves. +1 morale bonus on will saves. Would he use that potion? Confirming something. 8 of the Martyr if somebody were to use it, which nobody has. I thought Neil might because he got the refund. And I can't unfund the refund. Can I? Yep, I already refunded it, so I can't take it back. So 8 of the Martyr would be a morale bonus. So I guess he's have to get a half. He doesn't get it from one, so he's going to try to get it from the other one. Sorry, I'm trying to speak English. Okay, so the DC for this is a 23. What could go wrong, right?
Oh, a lot of things.
What could go wrong?
Oh, damn!
Got it! Got it because of the
Dang.
potion! Got it because of the potion! So all of a sudden he's holding the sword and he's like literally time's coming about it. He drinks one potion, drinks the other one, you're like, may Rogar be with you. He's like, thanks, buddy. And so he reads the scroll. As he's like freaks the fuck out. And he looks at you and he looks pissed. And he looks at you and he looks down at the sword. He's like, you are my bitch! And he like looks down at the sword and he starts like you start to see him literally shaking with anger. And then you can literally see like his mind is kind of falling into itself as his pupils start to grow to take over his irises start to grow to take over the whites of his eyes. Same as beforehand. And he's holding this thing and he's getting pissed and he starts reaching out and punching the wall nearby. And he's just fucking filled with rage, something trying to eat up his mind, and he's like, no! He's smashing his fist against the wall and so on. And once in a maybe Rogar be with you, buddy. Revel in the rage, revel in the hate, revel in the combat. This is literally what your god preaches, right? Like primal chaotic fury. And so he's like, eating this up, and you maybe Rogar be with you. Back to the other keep, you walking down, and you're like, whew, it's that time. And you walk up to the little sprout. What do you do?
Okay, well, I would take the enhanced dagger and be ready to cut it up properly, fully from the roots, and use one of the torches to light it on fire.
Awesome. So you try to start digging out and cutting up the roots and
so
whatnot.
this time fully getting rid of like the roots and everything rather than just cutting it down, and then chuck it on a fire, which I would have pre-prepared.
Which would have been, nice. Sorry, 1 second. So you're doing that, prepare the fire, get everything kind of set up. You actually took your time. You weren't in a big rush for any of this shit, whatever it is. And so you start doing that and getting it ready. And you do cut up the roots, and you do get that going, and you do actually take them, and you just nice and simply and easily put them onto the fire. And things are going extremely well for you, aren't they?
Why have you said it like that? That is terrifying.
I didn't say anything, did I?
No,
Sorry, Elliot's watching you back, Dash. Just wait.
the way you said that was terrifying.
No, Elliot's like, I got you, bro. Give me 1 second. I'm still trying to find something because it's been a while since I've had to have this open. And unfortunately, tabs don't always stay open on your computer.
I would also be doing all this with detect magic going.
Of course. So, sorry, 1 second.
Partly out of curiosity, partly out of like want to see if this thing like lashes out magically.
Sorry, 1 second. Just having a hard time finding what I wanted. So I think what I was doing is, I think it was this one. I think this is what it was. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is what it was. So yeah, the all of a sudden as you're doing that and you're trying to burn the thing, like of course you would normally do, the staff that's in your hand starts to vibrate.
You mean the one I never figured out what it does?
Yeah, because you kept failing. So it starts to vibrate, and then all of a sudden you can literally see almost like a vine grows out underneath the bottom of the staff and implants itself into the spot where you just dug up the little seedling. And then another one does, and it starts rooting itself into the ground. This happens quickly. You're like, what the? And I imagine you immediately start trying to react to it and start trying to root itself into the ground.
Well, I would still have the dagger out, luckily, and I would cut those vines.
You try to, but not saying that you can't do it, but you're not a very strong person, and they're very thick and strong vines.
Elliot, help! Well, okay. So the magic, it's coming from the staff. I would grab a torch and try and burn the staff, I think.
Okay, so you grab a torch, you start trying to set the staff on fire. However, the staff itself is way too powerful of magic to just simply be destroyed by something like that. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'm gonna then, if the fire's doing nothing, I'm gonna try and see if I can't focus on the staff and control it.
Okay, so you can grab hold of the staff and just like kind of focus on it and try to, okay, cool. So you're gonna roll for me. Sorry, I was just deleting some scrolls that you had used beforehand.
Oh, yeah. Bad stuff. Bad. Down.
Roll me a spellcraft check, sir.
And I would be using the swift action before. I haven't looked what it was yet. Oh, I would still have used the swift action, so.
What's the immediate action? Hurt myself to.
Yeah, I would do that before all of these like important checks. Would I have healed to full between the last thing?
Yeah. Long days passed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool.
Okay, so you got a 13 total for your spellcraft check. It's not working. This is when Elliot steps down and goes, "What's wrong?"
The staff is trying to replant itself.
It seems like the curse is being a little resistant. Do you have anything to break the curse? Scroll of break enchantment, or a dispel magic,
Oh.
or anything like that.
Disrupt link.
Very well, then that.
I'm going to use the scroll of disrupt link.
Either one of you
try
can
and-
do it. He's actually very capable at reading scrolls as well. So if you want to do one thing and have him aid you, he can do the other.
Okay, so if I have him do disrupt link, I can try and override it while he's doing that. Would
correct.
that be an advantage?
Correct.
Then I'm going to try and do that. I'm going to try and override it while he disrupts the link between the staff and the roots,
Okay.
the curse.
Unless they're real garbage, which I didn't. It was almost a 20. So he grabs the scroll and he immediately starts reading it. You know, roll me another spellcraft check, sir. Okay, this time you grab a hold of the thing, and I imagine you hurt yourself one more time.
Yeah,
Because why wouldn't you, of
I
course?
would.
So imagine you grab a hold of the thing before, and it was completely hopeless. There was no way you're going to be able to do that. Then all of a sudden, he takes out the scroll. He's like, no, that, yeah, and you give it to him, and he starts reading the scroll. You can literally feel the magics between the roots and the ground kind of wavering. You can feel the curse kind of wavering and whatnot. You're grabbing this thing, and you're hauling at it, trying to pull it as much as you can, and eventually you just grab it, and you pull the staff away. However, as you pull the staff away, you can literally see what you did is you broke the two roots that were kind of like embedding into this from the staff into the ground. You broke them off at the base of the staff, kind of breaking a portion of the base of the staff, leaving like a bit of a chunks missing, and it looks a little damaged now. But those roots are still in the ground, and those two roots kind of come together, and now are forming and starting to grow up. And immediately you start fire. What kind of fire do you use? What do you use? Just like I have a torch and go, eh.
Well, see if that's working first.
The torch immediately starts to glow purple as you touch against it and has no effect on it.
Okay. I can't remember if we figured out whether ice had my snowball had any effect on these things.
It did on the little guys, but not on the big thing because you weren't really able to ever use it on the big thing.
All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna try snowball at it now since it's the only big damager I got.
Sure. Go ahead. Fails.
Don't do that.
That'd be kind of funny, right?
Oh, that was a really good roller.
It was.
So that's a 9 damage.
Yep, 9. You need to do the 2d6. Cool, sexy. So 9 points damage. You smash this thing with cold, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be doing a lot. And Elliot's like, I don't think ice is going to be able to destroy this thing. I think we need fire. Why is the fire turning purple? I wasn't here last time.
It has some sort of magic aura that does that.
Roll an intelligence check.
Sure.
Scott, did we get those items in that list you sent?
12.
Yeah. This list.
Well, Tesh, I don't know if you would know, but you have I don't know if it's a potion or something of greater magic weapon. You can literally do what I did last time and turn a torch magic.
That's not a bad idea. I didn't really. Thank you. I didn't have. I would do that then.
Yeah, I only said it because it was in the list, and you obviously would already know that.
Yeah.
So you you can just use the regular magic weapon. Don't even have to use the greater one. So you can just
Yeah, I'll use magic weapon.
Okay.
On the torch and use that.
Okay, and you can literally just start burning it, and you can now watch it literally burning as it goes. And it is burning, but it doesn't seem to be doing quite enough. Now, I'm so sorry. We can add to it, but we just didn't do all the rolls before because we were trying to move quickly. Can you just do me a favor? This is something pertaining to something entirely different. Roll me a spellcraft check. This would have been done weeks ago or days ago.
Okay.
It's not high enough that the result would matter. So you're literally burning the thing with a torch, and it's functioning. It's actually working. However,
Can you use luck on it?
On that spellcraft check from forever ago, I imagine no, he wouldn't have. So,
All right.
but don't worry about that. It's working. It's definitely working. However, you think you need more. more to do this than just. It's almost like the burning is stopping it from being able to. It's like burning and hurting it as fast as it's healing. So they're kind of like neutralizing each other. You need some means of actually harming it more. You could, if you want, literally hand the torch to Elliot, and he can hold the torch there for you. That's fine. But what else can you do to hurt this thing?
What is color spray? Because I remember that being a thing. I don't. I know the. I think I recognize the 5e one. I don't.
Color spray wouldn't work in this scenario.
Okay. Yeah, no, it wouldn't. You're right. I'm just looking through what we have.
You could theoretically just do another torch with another greater magic weapon. That's fine if you didn't have any big boom spells or anything like that you wanted to go with.
I don't. I mean, the only thing I have that's big and hits hard is Snowball, and I can't use that because it doesn't do as well against this thing. So I think I would just have to use another thing.
Sure.
The magic weapon.
Then do that. Sure. Perfect. So you do literally grab a potion of greater magic weapon as well, and you start lighting up another torch, or even the fire itself, like literally the little campfire or whatever that you had there. Because you say prepared to like put it over into the fire, and you literally greater magic weapon this fire, and just like grabbing the
shovel
roots,
it
like,
in constantly. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and then making it, because this is making it so the fire doesn't really turn purple, only turns purple-ish, and then eventually it's just like starting to burn and burn and burn and burn and burn until eventually the whole thing becomes just smoldering ashes. And you're able to finally successfully burn it away and destroy everything that's down there. Now, Jake, what you're doing is...
I'm just marking off what I used, because I'll get that list tree later to put it on properly. I'm just marking off what I've used now.
But may Vrogar be with you. Now, as for Neil... Oh, God, I feel so bad that I'm doing this, not Neil. As for Neil, he's getting a +1 morale bonus because the rage spell worked. He's getting his will save is already higher because of the fact that he drank a potion that's been applied. So, because I don't think rage is a buff that you can just choose, is it? No, it's not.
No, it's not.
That's fine. So I just do it mentally. Was there any other buffs? Oh, and then Vrogar, so you're giving a +2 to that modifier. I can do a temporary 2. Here we go. I add that right there. So that's there. Anything else we're adding to that? Anything else we can add to that roll, guys, aside from the luck?
Cheering him on.
Huh?
Just like he be actually like properly cheering him on throughout the entire thing with like the Rogars, like something to do with Rogar that is along.
He's
those
already
lines.
getting a morale bonus. He can't get another one.
I know.
So no sacred bonuses, nothing that anybody can do. No spells there, Jake. Really quickly looking before I make the rolls.
I have bless, but I think that's only to do with the tax and stuff, isn't it?
And Savor Sphere. You're correct. Feel free to throw in chat to confirm, but I'm pretty sure in Savor Sphere. Yeah, it's morale bonuses. Like... Yep. So he already has that bonus. All right, so we have our answer. We're going to roll this die. Here we go. Oh! Oh, God, that could have been so... Oh, my God, okay. So now we know that what you're handling here is a very, very powerful item. I will say flat out, that is all modifiers. Yeah, that's all modifiers.
Just in case.
Then I will roll the luck roll. Do you want me to roll it, or do one of you want to roll it?
Right. Are you pointing to me? Or are you pointing to him?
Oh! Neil! I'm channeling the Neil! Oh. Got a 30 result! Oh! It doesn't even need a second check. It's literally just grabs the sword, rages, starts punching the wall. As he's punching the wall, one is enjoying this. He likes feeling Vrogar's wrath pour through him. Just as like, may Vrogar be with you. And Vrogar is with him. Vrogar's channeled through him so powerfully. Don't tell him that. He'll get upset. But Vrogar's power is just channeling through him. And he just punches the wall so many times. He's punching the wall and punching the wall. His knuckles getting bloodied and messed up and bruised and whatnot. And he's just... Argh! And finally, he takes his whole mind as the sword's just attacking back at him. He wraps his mind around the sword and shatters it in his mind. Not the actual physical sword in his hands, but the mind of the sword before him is shattered. And then as this thing is falling apart, the little bits and shatters are falling apart, he has a moment. He has a choice. He can literally let the sword be completely shattered, the curse broken for forever, until he sees an opportunity. He can reforge the sword in his mind and make it an extension of himself. That's, of course, a decision that has nothing to do with with One. It has nothing to do with Valrin. Just has to do with Rayrin and his own mind. Decision that he'll have to make on his own. And we'll discover what decision he makes in the future. But for now, the curse is broken. And you know it's broken immediately as it happens, because you can literally feel all of it's tumbling down. You can literally feel the curse shattering around all of you. But most importantly, you see and feel something very different happen. Everything about you, while you feel the curse crumbling and falling apart, literally feeling a weight being lifted off the lands. You feel just the whole world around you shifting. The ground around you has a faint glow. Where you are one. Where Valrin is, all around them, everything is glowing. And now, mind you, Valrin, you don't have to stay in the basements. Like, they're kind of stuck down there for a bit. It's difficult to get out. You can literally, what's going on, and kind of make your way out with Elliot, and the two of you can make your way out, and literally just look around. The land itself, the sky itself, everything is glowing, and continues to glow.
Okay, maybe we're not going to hide this.
It continues to glow for a few moments, but then the glow, for a few minutes, 10 minutes or so. Then the glow comes to a stop. And at the same time, though you guys don't realize this at the time, at the same time, simultaneously, a form appears before you, before your character and their character simultaneously. The form of a young Perrin woman stands there, shrouded in white robes, a little bit of gold highlights on those white robes and whatnot, but clearly has the look of peace and tranquility in her mind. Immediately as this happens, all of you come to the very sharp realization that this isn't just a form before you, this isn't some spectral figure, this is a divine force set before you. And immediately she says, simultaneously in both locations, but obviously the conversations are kind of split off from there, immediately she says, "Thank you. After all those centuries, after all that pain, you have set me free in the world, beyond just the borders of these lands. Thank you." We'll allow Tesh to go first.
Valrin will just he will do a sort of bow sort of thing, just I'm glad I was able to complete the task. Thank you for putting me on this journey.
Thank you for completing it. I am no longer bound to these lands, and may share my goodwill to all that exist on this world. Thank you, and understands that my blessings will be with you forevermore. You are touched. You are touched by what it is that you've done. Thank you. And from in front of you, she literally just kind of fades. She does a fade. Sorry, she explodes outwards, not in a violent way. Explodes outwards, erupts outwards into just several dozen doves, maybe even 200 or so doves, and they kind of flutter away and fly off into many different directions.
Wait, Valor will literally turn to Elliot. See, not crazy, and then cut away.
Same exact thing happens between the two of you. Of course, one's still freaking out in his mind. Thank you for blah blah blah. How do you respond to it, Jake?
Okay. Can I make a check to see if I know what's who this is, what's going on? Because if I don't pass a religion check or something, there, I don't know. He could say something weird.
You immediately know it's a divine force. There's no question in your mind, and you have this strong inclination that this is the one that's been referred to many times before and as the martyr.
Valorem would have brought her up, especially when describing the visions.
You never described her. You've never seen her before.
Oh, that's a good point.
Never even heard her
No,
voice.
but I
But you
would have
knew of
brought
her. Yep.
like the concept of her.
One would probably when she. What does she say again?
Her opening was, "Thank you. You finally freed me from these lands," or something like that.
He says. He looks at her and says, "You're welcome." And he says, "Who are you? Are you Vrogar's wife?"
She chuckles when you say that, and says, "No, I am not." And then she looks to the other one and gives him kind of like a pitied expression. And then just like after looking at him with her like pitied expression for a moment, his mind settles down and the rage ends. And he kind of like blinks and is able to perceive her. And she smiles at him kindly afterwards. So like as, what's his name? Rayrin's kind of like senses come back. So he blinks and just sees this like, parent woman smiling at him gently. And then she looks back at the two of you and says, "Just know that you will have my blessings with you always. You've released me into this world, and I thank you for that."
One would say, as she's talking, he'd just be like, "Give Vrogar my best."
She chuckles again. And then
She's divine, there's probably like a
communication.
Mixer, they're probably hanging out sometimes.
She explodes outwards again. And now both of you feel kind of a calling. Something's pulling you, telling you, whispering into your minds to head to the chamber.
What chamber?
The primary chamber with the table.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So both of you guys go to your appropriate chambers, and as you go into the appropriate chambers, there's the old man, Tesh, before you, that you can see, and he's the same as he always is before, and he's like, "And now we shall link you up with your friends so you could rejoin with one another. Please, shut the door."
Oh, yep, okay, yep. Wait. He's moving me or moving them?
You ask that?
I would ask that, yes.
Neither.
Oh, okay. And then go and shut the door.
You shut the door, and he says, "This is the keep where you are. Grab a hold of the keep on the map and give it a good tug."
We'll do that.
You literally raise it up to the point where you hear a click.
Oh.
And then you hear like a... And then as you go into your chamber, there, Jake, you kind of walking into your chamber. As you're walking into your chamber, all of a sudden you hear like a click. This is you and Ray. You hear a click, and you start to hear this strange noise. And you look kind of like looking about for a minute. You notice on the map that the keep where your companion is currently has like a faint glow to it. Then he says, "Now they are in the keep here." Gestures towards where Hodgwen is. "Give that one a good tug."
Click.
Click. You can feel that it's a much louder noise. And then you can also hear a slight stronger noise happening over from on the table. And you can see that the other one is glowing as well. Of course, the door is still open, and your table doesn't have raised pieces in yours. But then, much to your surprise, you hear for the first time ever, you and Ray hear for the first time ever, "It's a pleasure to meet the two of you. Please shut the door." You've never seen this guy before, you've never heard him before, and there he is before you.
One just regards him and says, "So you're the old man?"
"I am, and it is your friend Valorem that is doing this." Gestures towards the table.
Okay, I'd close the door.
Once you close the door, the noise, which was faint enough that you could have kind of ignored it before, now it gets a bit louder. "Please go to the table and find the location of where you are. Grab a hold of that location and pull it." You do?
Yeah, I'll do it.
"That's the location of your companion. grasp that one and give that a pull as well.
You like me pulling things, don't you? Yep, I'll do that as well.
Before you open the door, you kind of simultaneously, he says on both sides, but again, you don't know it's simultaneous because you're on both sides. He says, this magic usually has a limitation. It requires a banner to be held on both sides. For it to work, one must maintain actual control. Its banner majory must maintain actual control of both keeps for this kind of ability to function. I am acting as that banner, which is why it is working, which is why it is that two keeps cannot just simply connect with one another. For this moment, I am your banner. Strangely enough, go and open your door.
Okay, and go and open the door.
You guys go to open the door, and you both have a bit of a... Something's holding the door, like making it... What the hell? However, of course, one is much stronger and just tugs the door out of Valorant's hand. And the door opens up. And you guys see each other on the other side of the door. Now, both of you are inside a room, but you literally see the same exact room you're standing in through the door as well. But your companion's through the door.
Oh, this is interesting.
There's no exit of this chamber except for into the other chamber.
I think I understand how it works now, and that's real cool. Very interesting. We did it. We did it.
We did, and now we're trapped.
No, it's okay. This is a temporary thing allowing us to move from one room to the other and then reset them back where they were. For once this is over, everything in this room will go back to the keep that I'm at, and everything in this room will go back to the keep that you're at.
Can't I just come into your keep and then shut the door?
Yes, but then you will leave Rayron on the other side.
Or Rayron.
Can he not? Of course. He can go too, can he?
Yeah.
Yes, we would just need to. What's his name? Is it Leon? No. What's his name?
Leon.
Dwayne.
I actually
Dwayne.
Dwayne. Why did Leon pop into my head? Dwayne. Where's Dwayne?
I don't know, fucking around somewhere.
Well, I mean, we would need to send a message to him then. But yes, this is a way you could get out of that city.
I mean, he knows where his payday is. I'm sure he'll make his way to us.
Not wrong, I guess. Actually, he does know where the money is kept. Good point. Well, then, yes, this is a method of traveling back to the plant keep, or whatever we wish to call it now.
Is that right, old man?
Yes. And you notice that he looks at the old guy who is behind him, but standing in the same exact spot behind him, he's also standing behind you. Like he's mirrored. He is mirrored. Same as the rooms look mirrored.
See? Not crazy.
I wonder if he could, approach the door and shake his own hand.
You say that to him?
Yeah, I do.
He says, and so much more. Please, choose a side.
But
when he says that, one time, please shake your own hand.
Oh my god! Really, we doing this now?
Please choose a side.
Come on.
I'd look back at Rayron and be like, "You ready?"
Oh, sorry, Rayron. I thought you were talking about Valorant. Because
Yeah.
end at red.
No.
So Rayron nods. Yeah. He's like, he thinks this is awesome. I'm sure he would have a lot of awesome words to say about this and excitement and da-da-da. But unfortunately, Neil's not here. So he steps through the doorway and is just excited and whatnot. You guys shut the door and you're both inside. So as soon as you shut the door, you didn't feel, it wasn't like no feeling. Just, you shut the door, and immediately when you shut the door, the two things depress. So you imagine the two things depress on the other side, and the thing opens. You open the door right afterwards, and you're looking out and seeing the rest of the rotten, keep with the plants and whatnot, same as it was beforehand. But also, looking back around the room, you see that the old man is not some incorporeal old man anymore. He's also not so old anymore. He actually looks significantly younger, probably a parent in his late 30s or so. He is completely corporeal and is wearing nice clothing and whatnot, very different from the culture of what it currently exists today. And his robes are dark in color, and he's got a weapon at his side, and he's got like long, slick back hair and whatnot. And he has a bit of a happy look on his face. And he's like, well. I do have to say that on behalf of the martyr, you have done an incredible job here this day. You've finally broken the curse that kept her bound to this land. You finally broke the curse that allowed her to, how should I put this? That kept her goodwill, her kindness, her compassion from all of the Perrin. I understand that along the way they've discovered ways to feel compassion, but we all know what the Perrin really have become over the years, haven't we? Dogs of war. Well, she's been released, and so she's, I'm sure, going to put some sort of curb on that. Be fun to watch that nation fall.
Okay.
Despite what happened there, you've also released something else. That curse didn't just lock her here, it locked me as well. And I have to say, on behalf of myself, I am eternally grateful for what it was that you've done. And so in exchange for the service that you've done for me, I would like to make you an offer. These lands now, with the curse lifted, are able to have leaders unlike they were before. The minds are no longer being broken and twisted by the curse of the Perrin. The curse of hatred has been lifted. And so, I'm sure that the land will require a bit of rule of law to stop it from fully falling into chaos. Do you think that you're up for the challenge of imposing that law?
Yes.
And the question isn't whether or not you're willing. Certainly whether or not you're capable. It's where it is that you'll start. He gestures down at the map. The curse of the land is broken, but not entirely lifted. It's eased. Its overture having been removed. The three locations you chose to lift the curse from are your options. They are your sacred lands. The keep that you may choose for yourself. The keep that you may choose to rule from. Now, understands that each one of these will of course come with its complications, and each one of them comes with their gifts. You may choose the one that you'll be, to a degree, protected within. I know that you'll be protected because you know what? I'll protect you. Now, as for those choices, oh, man, this is going to be a hard selection for you, won't it? You see, one of those choices is in the center of the largest city of the land, and so it's a lot of subjects for you to try to watch after. It's going to be a hard selection there. Another one of the lands is probably one of the better ones and comes with amazing innate magics that are just locked within those lands and around. At the top of a river, an incredible location to start. But I think you've signed a contract, haven't you? One that says you can't step back towards those lands again, lest you wrest your souls into someone else's control. I guess you can't use that one, otherwise you'll be ruling from afar. And I guess that really leaves only one option left. That's safe and easy and so on, and well, it's the one where you're currently standing in. But that's not for me to decide. That's for you to decide. And so, I'll leave you to it. You have 72 hours to discuss amongst yourselves where it is that you wish to go. Hell, I'll even be nice enough to throw a little kicker in there for you. Clear out another one? I'll let you take that one as an option too. 72 hours. Make your decision, boys. Gone. But not like faded, not just like
Yeah.
like they never existed to begin with.
Well, we have some stuff to sort out then.
And with that, we will end not only this session, but the last session of Season 1 of Kingmaker.
Yay!
It's done. We broke it. We did it.
So Scott, please tell me this is a level as well.
Oh, yeah. You guys level up. Abso-fucking-lutely. You guys
I would
level up,
imagine.
no question. And I will warn viewers, next session's going to be a little different than typical. Next session's going to be having a lot of meta conversation. Which keep they're going to choose, though it's kind of narrowed down. How it is that they're going to kind of arrange that, so on and so forth. Who's going to be in charge? There will, of course, be RP as well. This will be adventuring and whatnot to a degree. But it's going to be a lot of meta decision-making happening. Technically speaking, they can actually choose a bunch of different stuff. It doesn't have to be just this location. This just becomes their secret land.
Yeah.
But that's, again, stuff that's going to be happening next session when we're all here. It'll certainly be fun. Also, what the fuck did they just release?
Yeah.
Nothing. It's the martyr dissolved it. It's sweet.
Well, the martyr herself was, and I have to now make an adjustment onto my PDF that I've made, was a lawful good demigod. I'm gonna adjust my camera a smidge. A lawful.
I have a weird feeling that we just like released evil into the world.
I don't think so.
She was a lawful good demigod.
Was
known as the meaning, but now she's gone from being a demigod into being a lesser deity. You've actually released her to the world.
She's not up to Vrogar's standard then.
No, Vrogar's I think a greater god, isn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, because he's one of the original gods. Yeah, he's like one of the originals. Yeah. So, literally, Lady Aravel Dark Eyes, who is another greater god, was created to battle him down because he was too powerful. So, anyways, so she's just become a lesser goddess. So she's actually a real god that exists in the worlds and has a lot more power from blah, 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 blah. All right, cool. Unless you guys have any other questions or anything else, I'm sure it's very late and you guys are very tired. Cool. Then thank you so much for coming by and hanging out. Tesh, why don't you quickly tell us, or as long as you'd like, tell us who you are and where we can find you.
Hi, I'm Tesh of the Tesh Tube, and you can find me under that name on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. You should follow me there if you enjoy any RPG looter shooters, especially Destiny and Warframe. I do a lot of stuff on those, and you can find me here on this time. You can also find me on. So, do you know what time it is? Because time zones get me every day. It's my Monday, but America's Sunday night on twitch.tv/Olirant for another show that you should watch because that one's a lot of fun as well. But yes, just follow my Twitter. It's where I update all this stuff and also post cute animal gifts.
Yay! All right, and Jake, we know that you're here. Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, I'm going to have 2 hours sleep and then get up and get my daughter ready for school and then go there for a parade. So that'll be fun.
Fun dadding. All right, bye, everybody. Bye.